Hey, Mount Hood territory, it is an awesome Wednesday. Why is it awesome? Because I'm gonna make some pizza. What's better than eating pizza? Making your own pizza, especially when it's at Ivy Bear Pizzeria. That's where we are today at the historic spot in Rhododendron, and I'm joined by Scott Olsen. He's the owner here along with his wife, Lindsay. This is a historic place, and you guys have kind of taken the history here and amped it up a little bit and really kind of brought it into the new century as well. So, I mean, this is a phenomenal family tradition for people.
Thank you. It's been a long road. It's been fun, and boy, it's been an awesome journey. We've got the Ivy Bear back. It's a little bit taller, bigger, and sturdier than the last one, so it should last a lot longer. We've got a parking lot here now. It's all cleaned up and looking a lot better than it ever did.
And the cool thing is, the pizza is awesome. Even though I'm about to make one. So that one might be less awesome because it's not at the skilled hands of Scott here who makes the pizza, and it's amazing what he does. I'm gonna try myself under his supervision, so that's probably gonna be the saving grace. So I see you've got the dough ready. This is our first step. So how do we start this thing?
Well, we've got a lot of the work done already, and that's this dough ball. This dough ball was made about 48 hours ago. It's a slow fermentation process. We make it cold. It gets thrown into our walk-in cooler pretty much immediately after it's made, and it's generally anywhere between 48 to 72 hours before it rises up to this point to where we can use it. So now that we're here, this basically our ingredients here. We've just got flour, water, a little bit of salt, very, very tiny bit of sugar, and the sugar is to add color to it. It would come out a little bit too blonde without any sugar. It's not for flavor, it's just a little bit for color, and then a little bit of yeast. And that's really all the ingredients we have in there. It's nothing too fancy or special.
So what do I do?
You're gonna want to turn on our dough sheeter machine here with this green button.
Okay, green button.
And you could say this is a little bit of a cheat. A lot of people are gonna be breaking out their dough ball by hand. I prefer the texture of what a dough sheeter does. As you're going to see, we're going to slap it a little bit out by hand. We're just going to start off with the dough sheeter machine.
Okay.
So if you pick up the dough ball and drop it into the top of our chute here.
Right here like that.
And it's going to slide in there. Now catch it out of the bottom there.
And I'm already messing up.
You're doing good. It's okay. You're going to turn it 90 degrees there like that.
Yeah, like that?
Yep.
Okay.
And you're going to kind of slowly slide it in. You can use flour for kind of lubrication if it gets sticky on you. You're going to want to catch it right on the bottom and flip it over and throw it on that flour on there. There you go.
This pizza's normally round. I've got an oval.
Well, it's very pliable. You can fix this oval really easily at this point.
Good thing, because that is not the normal shape.
It's going to get normal here real quick.
You can tell I didn't do well in geometry in school, because yeah. Okay.
So now let's take our dough docker over here.
The medieval torture device.
It actually makes a pretty good massage device too.
Well, if you get stressed from too many pizza orders, then you can just run this on your back.
So it prevents our dough bubbles from forming in the oven, is what this device is for.
Okay.
It's going to put little holes in our dough so when we run our pizza through the oven, it's not going to bubble up all over. We like some bubbles, but we don't want bubbles all over. So just go ahead and lightly run this contraption over there. Perfect. That's all you need.
It's now relaxed and massaged.
Now we're going to take a large dough screen here, and you're going to pick that up and put that side down. Perfect. And now just stretch out your edges until you make that circle using that screen as your template.
There we go. Now it's starting to look a little round-ish.
And it's like if you end up getting a little bit more, then you can almost like shake it and it'll snap back. You can take little holes like this and kind of pinch them and just fold it over, and you'll get little tiny imperfections like that to go away.
Imperfections in the dough may add to the quality and character. Okay, we've got a question there out in Facebook land.
Is Ivy Bear on the right-hand side of the highway going towards Sandy?
If you're heading towards Sandy, if you're heading west, that would be down the mountain, it's on your right-hand side in Rhododendron. You look for the big giant Ivy Bear, which is why it's so aptly named.
Okay.
And tell us your favorite comment or your favorite toppings in the comments as well. We want to hear what you guys think makes a good pizza. But right now we're making Margarita Pizza, right?
That's right. It's going to be your traditional Italian flag pizza.
Okay.
we're going to start off with our pizza sauce. And this is you're going to want 1 level scoop, so that's about good. Put it right in the middle, and then use the bottom of the ladle to spread it out to all the sides. And this is something that you definitely get better at with time.
So what you're saying is I'm not doing a good job. It's okay. You can be honest. I will not be offended. I eat pizza. I don't make pizza. So I will not be offended much.
It's looking good.
We'll go with that. I like that.
And if you like a lot of pizza sauce, you put a lot of pizza sauce on there. And then if you want lighter, then you just put a little bit lighter.
Does that work?
That looks good to me.
Okay. What do we do next?
For our Margarita Pizza, it's pretty simple. We're going to skip all the toppings, and we're going to go right down to the cheese. And we're going to throw cheese on there because this is one of the pizzas where the toppings go on top of the cheese.
Okay.
For most of our pizzas, the toppings are going to go under the cheese. There really is an exception, and that's this pizza, the Margarita. The tomato needs to go on top of the cheese, both for the color and to get a little bit of char just on the tomatoes. So let's grab a handful or two of cheese and start sprinkling it out on there.
Just kind of go around like that?
Exactly.
Okay.
It's pretty easy to overdo the cheese.
Yeah, we talked about this beforehand, and I liked your philosophy on this because there's a couple trains of thought. There's those that say you can't overdo the cheese, but you had a very artistic viewpoint that kind of counteracts that.
You can very easily overdo this cheese. Every ingredient, it's like an instrument in a symphony. You put too much cheese, then that particular note just is too strong, and it overwhelms all the other instruments, and you just can't hear them.
And this isn't just mozzarella. There's actually multiple cheeses in this.
That's right. This is cheese that we've shredded ourselves off of big blocks. It's going to be 2 different kinds of mozzarella. A whole milk mozzarella that was made from a whole milk, and then a mozzarella that was made from a 2% milk. It's got a little bit lesser fat. So you get the flavor from the whole milk mozzarella, but then we also get the stretch and the snap that you get with more skim mozzarella.
Oh, okay.
We get the best of both worlds. They also call this an East Coast blend for cheese. Because a lot of East Coast pizzerias will do this as well. I'll give you a great example of cheesing too much here. Like this here would be an extra cheese pizza.
Oops.
I could show you as a new employee at
All right, come get the shot of this, Molly, so you can see what it's supposed to look like now.
That's about how much cheese you want on a pizza. You put more than that, and it'll almost get soupy and greasy. And you kind of want to see the pizza sauce come through somewhat. But right there, now that's perfect. Pulled about a handful off.
Okay.
It's a very newbie thing to over cheese pizzas at first.
And I'm not known for doing anything subtly, so this is no shock that I over cheesed it.
You're fine. Now it's just ready for the tomatoes.
Okay.
And you're just going to want to put the tomatoes on there so it's got a good layer of tomato on there. Tomatoes are not going to be too strong on your flavor, so you got a lot of latitude here.
How's that?
Looks great.
Okay.
That looks good. Now the pizza, the Margherita Pizza really isn't technically finished here. It needs basil. The basil we're going to put on fresh after it comes out of the oven.
Okay.
And so from here, this is ready to go. We're going to set it in the oven and run it through. It's a conveyor belt, convection conveyor, runs off of propane gas. We run this at 520 degrees. There's a lot of wind going on in there. It's like a wind tunnel. And with the combination of the wind there, even though that's 520 degrees, it's acting more or less if it were 800 or 900 degrees. And here's our pizza, this speed up time lapse coming out of the oven.
Television magic.
And from here.
Okay. This is scary here.
I'm used to the job. You're going to want to go in between the pizza and the screen.
Oh, I knew that.
There you go. And sometimes the screen needs a little bit of coercion to stay there.
Okay.
And I just whip around 180 and put it on the pizza cutting block there.
Do you know how happy I am that I didn't drop that? That was like my biggest fear of the entire day.
You know, when you're moving that pizza, that handle is awfully heavy.
Yeah, right?
Come
on, folks. How delicious does that look? Tell us.
Well,
Are you just trying to reach through your screen right now to grab that?
It's going to look a lot better here.
The basil.
Let's put some Parmesan on there, some fresh Parmesan that we've got a big wheel. It's dipped in black wax. We'll peel the wax off, and we'll grate the Parmesan cheese down into that grate that you see. That's real Parmesan cheese. It's not the crap stuff in the green bottle. That looks perfect. So now we're going to take some of our fresh basil and put the fresh basil on it.
And this is, I'm drooling almost here.
You know, let's be liberal with that. Grab a big handful of that and scatter that all across the pizza.
Try to get that evenly, but...
This fresh basil we bring in 2 times a week. Make sure it's always green and fresh like that. It really is good stuff. Now it's just ready to be cut with a rocker knife, which is the best knife to cut pizzas with. They call that a rocker knife. It's like a rocket chair, just like that. And you can just rough cut it. You don't have to be particular about your size or particularly even.
All right, there's half for you, half for me. How's that work?
Sounds good. And just go across. There you go, perfect. Yeah, try to do one swipe like you do there. You want to prevent it from rocking back and forth. If you rock back and forth, it'll make the cuts a little wonky. But
all right,
there you go.
That almost looks professional.
I would be very happy with that pizza.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to try this. I get the benefit of that. Well, you talk about your hours and locations so people can find you. I'm going to eat.
All right.
This is the benefit of being the host. You get these perks like this.
We're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. We've been here for 6 years now and going. We don't have any plans on leaving. This is a great community, great location for us. The people up here are amazing. People from Portland are great. From different various places that I've been at, I've never seen as loyal customers and as friendly customers as we have here. Really, truly, everybody up here is. If it wasn't for all of you guys, we certainly wouldn't be here.
Well, and you talked about this kind of being a family tradition. I mean, the Ivy Bear's been here since what, 1945?
1945.
And you purchased it in 2010.
2010.
And not only do you have people from before that who continue to come here with their families,
yes,
but new traditions started since then.
Exactly.
And as I eat this pizza, I can tell you why. The blend of the mozzarella comes through because you get that texture and then the flavor. The finish with the Parmesan, the basil is amazing. This, folks, is legit pizza. So if you're a pizza lover or just somebody who likes to eat, or you don't even have to be a pizza lover, you're going to appreciate this. Check out
We do try.
Ivy Bear. You succeed.
Our pizza sauce is only going to have tomatoes, wine, and spices in it. Our spices we mix up here and grind in the back of the store. The pizza sauce is going to have no oil in it. There's no water in it. There's no sugar in it. All the natural sweetness just comes from an actual ripe tomato. There's no oil or water to dilute it down. You could say it's diluted down with some delicious Oregon Pinot wine.
If you're going to dilute something, that's the stuff to do it with. Good old Oregon Pinot. All right, folks, check out Ivy Bear Pizzeria in Rhododendron. It is on the right side of the road if you're heading down the mountain. So if you just finished up a day of skiing, perfect place to recharge your batteries. Give us the hours one more time when you're open.
It's 11 to 9 p.m. and we also have a bed and breakfast upstairs. You can find us on Expedia if you want to stay the night. It comes with a $10 credit for the menu as well. And so you can stay the night, enjoy some pizza. We actually call it bed and pizza.
It's a good combo right there. Check out Ivy Bear Pizzeria. You get yourself a delicious thing like that. So until next time, folks, thanks for joining us on Mount Hood Territory Live. We'll see you next week. I'm going to eat me some pizza.
Thank you.